Welcome back, everybody, to Crime and Plastic, the podcast that tells you about crime and plastic surgery.
My birthday is in 2 days.
Your birthday is in 2 days. Santina was born on Valentine's Day. She's full of love.
Yes, so much.
And her advice this Valentine's Day is...
If you're broken up, stay broken up.
As very inspiring, love inspired.
Stop getting back together.
She's actually right. If you broke up, you probably did break up for a reason. Rarely does getting back together work out.
People saw the Parent Trap and ran with it. That does not always work out.
No, it doesn't.
That seldom happens.
Do you have any birthday/Valentine's Day plans?
Oh, yeah. My friends are coming over, and then we're going to paint tote bags.
You're having a Galentine's Day?
No, I'm having my birthday.
Her birthday is on Valentine's Day.
With your gal pals?
Yes, I suppose all of them are women.
Galentine's. Happy Galentine's.
Yes. He just wanted to use that word.
I just heard it for the first time this week. Have you heard it before?
Of
It's
course.
my birthday.
Never heard it.
You never heard Galentine's
Nope.
Day before?
52 years. Never heard it. Sorry.
I feel like you've been saying 52 years for like the last 2 years. And
You
you're not
always- you
adding
know-
the numbers.
Do you know how people, though? No, because most people will try to, like, lie and say they're younger. He, like, lies and says you're older. It's like the second he turns an age, he's already the next year.
I am.
He's like,
Because I'm
today's my 50th birthday, but it's really I started my 51st year, so I'm 51.
That is true. Because when you're 0, you're like,
My dad
In
is
your
like that, too.
you're in your
It's
first
like, it's
year.
just my birthday, and he's like, makes me a year older. I was like, stop. Don't do that. Don't do
Stop.
that.
My birthday sucks in terms of days to celebrate. Because, you know, I mean, it's worse to be born on Christmas for sure. I could recognize that. But I don't think there's a second worse birthday than being a woman and being born on Valentine's Day. Because I share my birthday with every bitch that's in love. Every bitch. Every single one.
Is that why you're preaching the non-love?
Yes. Break
Guys,
up.
break up for Valentine's Day
Please.
and celebrate Santina's birthday
No,
instead.
it's triggering because it's like I can't get a reservation.
That's true.
It's like you're
Yeah.
you're lucky on Valentine's Day to get a reservation for 2 people. Say you want to do a birthday, you know that if I have more than one friend,
Impossible.
which I do, guys, believe it. Like if I want to get a table for 5, yeah, right. Suck it. Can't even ask in fucking November. They're like, that's too much. Sorry. No. So it's an inconvenient day to share with the
Yeah.
rest of the world.
Do you have weekend plans for your birthday? Or just the day of?
I think it's just a day of. I don't think I have weekend.
Well, you had her friend group actually, they have their birthdays very close together,
Oh,
so they
yeah.
always go on a February trip.
Yes, that's true. Like 4 out of the 6 people in my friend group are born in February. So we all go somewhere in February.
And what's this year's trip?
We're going to Costa Rica.
Costa Rica. Are you gonna do like the rainforest and zip lining and all that stuff?
I don't know. I really want to surf.
That's cool.
Because I've been to Costa Rica before. And also, anytime you go to like a country that has like a jungle or something like that, the first thing is always like zip lining. So I've already zip lined too many times. And every time I get on the zip line, I'm like, this is such a stupid way to die. Every single
It
time.
is.
I love zip lining, and zip lining in Costa Rica is like the best.
I hate it. Also because most of the time the zip line is just like set up by some random guy who likes to hang out in the fucking jungle. Usually,
It
obviously
is
the
kind of rando.
The doctor and I we were on a family trip in Mexico. For all you who don't know, he's married to my sister, so we go on a lot of family trips together.
Mhm.
And we were in Mexico, and me and him went ziplining. The rest of the family didn't want to do it. And
I'm surprised he went.
no, he likes that stuff actually, which is odd. I know, because all of his like risk averse.
Yeah.
But things like that, like he loves roller coasters and I don't know, and
Well, it's because like it's
rappelling and
it's
things like that.
pretend danger. It's not like real danger.
A zip line is real danger.
And then we went,
I mean, it depends where.
so we
Like
went.
I did it in Dubai, where there's like,
Yeah.
you know, it's like all.
Oh, I remember when you did that.
Yeah.
And then in Mexico we did it, but then there's one of them.
The Mexican one was definitely sketchy. That was
there's
weird.
one of them that they're like basically want make you hang upside down and the whole time. Like he's like he starts out that way, and then you see him kept trying to like straighten himself out to go upright instead of upside down. He's like, I have trust issues. Trust issues. I can't do it.
I couldn't do it.
He's like,
I couldn't do it.
he's
Everybody
like
went. Like
hanging
60 people went and did it. And they got up to me and I'm like, can't do it.
He's like hanging upside down, and you see him trying to sit up to grab it.
What?
It's like he could not stay in the position. It was like
No, like
No, I just had the image of the guy who had just, hooked my safety harness up.
Yeah.
And I couldn't trust him. I
Yeah.
just couldn't bring myself to
That's
be like,
also
no.
another time we went
can't do
we went
it.
rappelling, and this guy, he was like this like badass like climber or whatever, and he's like
Yakov.
yes, it was Yakov, and he's telling us to go down the the rope, and he's like, why is it so scary? He's like, because you're like, who the hell is Yakov?
Exactly.
And we're
I was like, who the hell is Yakov? I'm not going. What the hell are you doing? You're hooking me up to this line on a
Yeah.
cliff. I don't know who you are. I don't know.
Like-
You had a good day. Are you high? I have no
me,
idea.
For some reason, ziplining I could do. Rappelling, I do it, but it scares me more than ziplining. There's something about walking off a cliff backwards that I just can't get past.
even zipline. When I went to Puerto Rico, we did this like excursion through some jungle or whatever, and then we go down the zip line. We get to the end, and the guy who took us on the tour, his name was Noel. He goes, "You guys know I made this zip line." I said, "Who?"
Who
He's like, "I
are
did. I
you?
put it." He said, "I put it up." And I'm like, "Thank you for letting me know when I got to the end, because that's what I'm saying. Like, who the fuck put up this
Yes.
zip line?"
There's a reason airline pilots wear uniforms and hats to like look like, oh, professional. I know what I'm doing.
And I'm like,
I've done this before.
he's like, "I do it every day. I put it up." And I'm like, what tortured person was like the first trial down this fucking zip line that you just put up, Noel?
Exactly.
So
Noel.
that's why I don't like zip lining. And so I'm going to go surfing. But Costa Rica has like sharks and shit. So I'm worried about that too.
Didn't you like swim with alligators in Costa Rica?
In Belize.
Belize. Right.
Why would you ever swim with alligators?
I don't know. In the
I
middle
didn't
of the night,
swim
too.
with alligators.
Yes, you did. I saw the video.
I went hunting. Not really hunting. We didn't kill them. We just like caught them and threw them back in the water. Caught them. We had this like
Caught what?
what? It was a teeny. It wasn't an alligator. It was a crocodile. It was this teeny crocodile.
Oh,
We
I'm
went-
sorry.
we
It
went
was a crocodile.
It was
That makes it
It was a
fine.
crocodile hunter. In the middle of the night, he takes you on a boat, like, and you go around, and then he like shines the light, and he finds a crocodile. He grabs it from the water and shows it to you, and then I actually released it back into the water, so which was cool.
Pass.
Smash or
There's-
pass? Pass.
Totally
There's so many
pass.
things
Totally
that I pass.
Crazy. She does crazy stuff.
I
Most
don't
of,
do crazy stuff.
I
I mean,
feel like
that's crazy.
most excursions are a hard pass
I
Yeah.
just
in terms of safety. Safety.
I have
Agreed.
a slight, not an excessive adrenaline junkie. A very small. I won't do, and it gets less.
She has a hard time saying no.
Yeah, I
So
do.
if it's there as an opportunity,
right, I don't.
sure,
I do.
let's try it. What the heck?
Yeah, I like to try things at least once, and I don't like to say no to things out of fear. It's like I just don't
Oh.
like to.
Overcompensates.
Yes.
That's almost all the times I say no is out of fear.
Me too. I think fear is what's kept me up to be 52,
Yes, there's a reason we have it. It's a survival.
even
It
though I'm only
is.
51.
It's true.
I have news of the world.
Okay, but I have another listener story.
Okay.
So this girl.
Wait, what do you mean another one? Did we listen to one before?
Well, the last one was a turkey story that I told you.
Oh, okay.
What? No, it wasn't. I just said we got a lot of inquiries about the turkey, about the kidney thing.
Right. But now you have an actual tale
So now I have a story of
that was sent into our website, which is crimeandplastic.com.
yes.
That he just figured out 10 minutes ago.
Well, that was a week ago for you guys, but 10 minutes for us. He said, so she said that she went to this doctor who's doing a 2-for-1 sale for breast augmentation.
Wait a minute. 2 breasts for the price of 1 breast?
No, 2 people having surgery.
I was
going to
say, because I don't know, you can buy one.
And she said that he was super sketch, and she didn't really like the doctor, but she was like, what the hell? Like,
2
I'll
for
just
1.
do 2 for 1. Her and her friend did it.
It's a BOGO.
Yeah, and I think everything came out fine with the surgery, but she said later on, the doctor that did it was selling fake COVID vaccine cards, and his whole business got shut down.
Was that in Utah?
I don't know where it was.
There was a surgeon that I heard about that. Yeah.
Yeah, so
It was a thing. People became very adamant that like I'm not going to take the shot. I'm going to just sell cards that said
Yeah,
you
so he
did.
sold
People came and did that.
Yeah, so he sold fake vaccine cards that you found out he got shut down. Okay. What's your world news minute?
Okay, fine. Says plastic surgery complications cost Miami-Dade taxpayers over $600,000. An NBC6 investigation reveals Miami-Dade taxpayers have lost over $600,000 paying for complications related to plastic surgery procedures, and most of the patients don't even live in this country.
Oh, wow.
Yep, over 10 years.
Wow. Crazy.
Yep, and there's a list. It actually lists patients' names.
Oh, wow.
Mhm.
Okay. Lot.
It says there's a crisis in plastic surgery in Miami-Dade County. People are coming here from all over the world, and all over the country for plastic surgery. And Dr. Chris Salgado, my friend Chris,
Yeah.
he says he spends lots of time working at local hospitals, taking care of complications from plastic surgery patients that were done in other countries even. They come in, their first stop is Miami. Sometimes they go right from the airport straight to the hospital.
Oh, wow.
Yep. Anyway, there you go. By the way, the total cost was $7,690,000 worth of cost, but the taxpayers footed $629,000 of those bills. So,
Okay.
You know what's really frustrating to
Setting it
me?
yeah.
That I can't get a kitten when it's like really young. Like I have to wait.
you have to. Well,
Why
is
don't
it
you-
is it is it
cat lady?
Stevie?
Cat lady. Here's how.
Is
Let,
it
let me tell
Stevie?
you.
Is it Stevie Nicks of an age that she could have a baby now?
I would never do that to her. Would never put her through that. In fact, she's getting spayed in like 2 weeks.
Listen, I've lived in this town next to the beach for more than 25 years, and I've walked on the beach many mornings early, and I know many of the cat people in this town.
Right.
Let's not tell Cat.
I
Lady
love cat people. Just so you know,
Okay.
I would never mess with cat people. I'm just telling you.
Don't fuck with cats.
I'm giving you my advice if you want a fresh cat. If you feed the cats every day at a certain place, you will get to know the cats, and you will see one of them will get pregnant, and then you can be there for the birth of your kitten,
The thing is that,
and then take it home straight from the hospital.
well, that's what I want. Like I found my friends found my kitten, like just as a kitten, and so there was no restrictions. Like it was like all gun ho. Like, oh yeah, this kitten, it's up for grabs. So I took her. But then like if you go to the Humane Society or something, there are all these restrictions talking about you have to wait till 10 weeks. 10 weeks, she's not even that cute anymore.
No,
10 weeks, she doesn't even love me or depend on
They
me.
want to make sure that,
You know
the
what I
cat
mean?
has its proper, nurse. It gets
I'll
nursed.
take her.
And gets
I'll nurse her.
medications if they need it. They're very fragile at the young age. But if you want a fresh one, you have to like become a cat person in the wild.
It's just so frustrating because I'm like, Stevie Nicks, if I got her at 10 weeks versus 5 weeks, she wouldn't love me as much. That's 5 weeks of
first of
quality
all,
time.
naming your cat after a living person has inherent danger.
Why?
Because if Stevie Nicks decides to go on a rampage and suddenly becomes a,
Killer cat? Like, what's she going to do?
no, the
Oh,
person. If Stevie Nicks turns out to be like the mountainside killer, like 5 years from now, secretly strangling strangers in her basement, now you have a cat named after a killer.
Well, that's why she has a middle name.
What's that?
Lavender.
Oh, good, fine. Good, touche.
Unless Lavender becomes as
I,
toxic.
I take back my argument. It's a good one.
Okay. So today's story is about Dr. Selwyn Cohen.
Oh, I know him.
You do?
Mm-hmm.
You know the story?
I know the story, and I know his wife actually married another plastic surgeon.
Oh, you could tell us about that because I didn't know that.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so Dr. Selwyn Cohen
Was a super nice guy.
was born in South Africa.
Mm-hmm.
He was a fellow of the Royal College of Surgeons of Edinburgh, Scotland, the Royal College of Physicians and Surgeons in Glasgow, the American College of Surgeons. He completed his residency training in plastic and reconstructive surgery at Kansas University Medical Center in Kansas City. He set up his practice in Seattle.
Seattle. Mm-hmm.
He did.
Oh, wait, so you actually know the story.
Yeah, you
Mhm.
do.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know the story. And then he's married, had 4 children.
Beautiful kids.
He had
Beautiful wife.
beautiful wife, beautiful children.
Nice.
He said that actually he had told one of his employees or a friend that he said that his life could not be better He,
Yeah.
he had so many blessings. He was so happy.
Was a family man,
He was
hard worker, smart.
yes. So he had his practice in Seattle. He was very, very well liked in his community. He was like a frequent speaker at a synagogue. Like he was just like a really like all around. Everybody says really nice things
A
about him.
mensch.
Yeah, his a longtime friend of his, Tom Olmsted, said he first met him in a welcome group for doctors in the East Side, which is the neighborhood in Seattle. And one time he got like a piece of brass in his eye, and he was waiting to be seen at the hospital. And Selwyn Cohen was there helping burn patients, but he saw him sitting there, and he took him back right away and helped him treat his eye. And he said he was just a very warm, loving, caring person. And then in his children.
They're like 4 little kids.
Yeah. His wife and children were away for spring break. This was in April 1991. They were away at Shellon. I don't know. They were away for spring break, and he was home working. And he had a meeting. He was supposed to go speak at a synagogue after work on a Monday night, and he never showed up to the speech. So they contacted his father because he didn't show up, and they found out the last thing everyone knew is that he had a 5:30 appointment at his office in Bellevue with Beryl Chalice. She was a 60-year-old patient who
A 60-year-old.
60-year-old facelift patient.
Right.
She was someone who had been unhappy. She had had a facelift 11 months prior, and she was unhappy with her facelift. And she was described by her neighbors as a recluse. She was, she just kept coming back, and that she was not happy. And she asked him to. Yeah, so he had an appointment with her at 5:30, and then he was about to go home after the appointment. But Chalice had actually stayed in the office. She waited till all the office workers were gone, and then she She did go home. She waited in the parking lot, and then she asked him to let her back into the office, and she brought a gun and she shot him.
Oh,
Right there.
Right there, and he died.
And he died right there.
because she didn't like her facelift?
Yeah.
Because she didn't like her
She didn't like her
facelift.
facelift.
And his wife and children didn't find out until the next day.
Yeah.
His wife was Janet. The children were David, Latalia, Jared, and Seth.
How old were they?
They were 10, 8, 6, and 4.
Yeah.
And they were vacationing Lake Chelan when Cohen was killed.
Yeah. They caught her right away, though, right?
They did. Well, she went home and she shot herself.
Oh.
That's exactly what I meant to say.
Yes. So
I know that she didn't get away with it.
yeah, she was.
So stupid.
Yes, they went to. So the police learned of the shooting after Chalice's husband found her with a gunshot wound in the head at 9:40. She wrote a note saying that she shot Cohen because she was in pain from her last operation, and she was alive when the police arrived, but she died at Overlake Hospital Medical Center. And they found Cohen's body in the clinic's lobby at 10:30, where he was pronounced dead.
Yeah.
So all they know is that Chalice was dissatisfied with her surgery, and a number of his staff and knew that she was dissatisfied, and they were in the middle of negotiating how to make her better,
I think she was mentally unstable
yeah.
from before.
Well, I think
Sometimes people think plastic surgery is going to cure all their problems, including mental instability, and that doesn't.
She said she had been to about 5 doctors trying to get some relief, and nobody would help. And
Right, she said she was in pain or something.
Yeah,
she said?
she was in pain, and
I think my recollection of the story is she'd gone to other surgeons because she had complaining of pain, and they did all these studies and tests,
right,
and nothing showed up. It was we don't know what's causing the pain.
She had been to about 5 doctors trying to get some relief, but nobody would help. And the office workers at Cohen's clinic and the nurses said that she seemed to be suffering from depression, but she never made any threats or complaints. No, she never made any threats. She did complain. She did and then they found the .38 caliber revolver in her home, and she bought the gun a month before.
Yeah.
And everybody said he was. How did you know him? I didn't know you knew him.
So I didn't know him
Okay.
because I was a
Right.
baby. No, I wasn't a baby, but I was like, in college or starting medical school when that happened.
Right.
But the story
You were
made the
starting
news.
medical school in the 90s?
Yeah. Yes, I started in 92. Medical school.
That math doesn't check out.
He started young.
I did.
No, that sounds like he started old.
No. He was only
No.
he started in 92 he was 20. He started medical school at 20. Most people start at like 23.
But how is that possible if now he's 70?
Ha! I get it now. I get. Ha, ha, ha. Good one, Santini.
So yeah, so how do you know? So you knew
So
his
no,
wife.
so what happened was the follow up of that is that his wife ended up marrying another plastic surgeon, I think from South Africa also, who lives in Boca,
Okay.
who became I think he's
Oh,
retired
like after
now.
after he died, she married another plastic surgeon?
After he died, she was a widow with 4 young kids, and I think he was
Yeah, he was only 41 when
no,
he
but
died.
I think that the she married another plastic surgeon here in Boca.
Mm-hmm.
I think she also had like a bunch of kids. I think maybe she was divorced, or I don't know what. Maybe her husband died too. I think her husband had died too. Yeah. Sorry, I mean, I think his wife may have died too.
I was like,
I think
she
he
turned
was
into a lesbian?
Yeah,
no,
no, I was
sorry,
like,
I got
like,
confused.
This story
It's a
changed.
juicy
no,
story.
no. I don't know. Actually, don't know all the details.
Okay.
But I think she married a widower.
Okay.
They each had like a bunch of kids, and they formed a blended family. And the doctor she married is a very famous breast surgeon. I think he already retired. He's up there now.
Are you allowed to say his name? Is it a secret? You don't want to?
I don't want to because of the
Okay.
kids and whatever. But I did the circumcision, did the bris for one of the Cohen
Grandchildren?
kids, one of the grandchildren,
Oh, that's so nice.
I know. and that's my personal connection to the family.
Wow, I never heard this story. This is one of the
Mhm.
stories that like I always say whenever I think I'm not gonna find one, this another one pops
It
up.
pops up.
So
But it's interesting that she married another plastic surgeon,
yeah.
also from South Africa,
She had
also
a
with a bunch
type.
of kids, and she had a
Yeah.
type.
Well, maybe they were friends because South African community is pretty small.
Could have been.
So
It could
maybe it
have
was
been.
like a friend
but
and they
maybe-
bonded over their
maybe-
shared loss. That
right. It might have
happens.
been. It might have been. And they were on
So-
opposite sides of the country, like Seattle, Boca,
Yeah.
whatever. But yeah, they've been here for. I think they were in Boca for. I mean, they're still there. The whole family.
Yeah.
For at least 30 years.
Oh, it's terrible.
Yeah. That's what he said. He said 2 weeks during Passover, he had told his family that he considered himself to be the luckiest man alive. So sad. He sounds like a really, really nice guy.
He was. Everybody that knew him,
Yeah, he
would talk
just-
about him like that.
It's
so.
similar to the Michael Tavis
I was
story.
going to say, it's like the first guy.
Like our very first story was the same, nice guy, unhappy
Yup.
patient, and he got murdered. So
She also killed herself by accident, though. That
Yeah.
one, right?
Did she?
Yeah,
she
she
did.
overdosed on
Oh, yeah.
insulin or something.
yeah, so she shot
She
herself.
didn't
after.
die.
She was.
She went to jail. She didn't die. They found her.
Oh,
in
they
a
found her
coma.
because she
Yeah, they found her
overdosed.
coma, yeah.
Oh, but they let her live.
They
right. She
they
went to
found her in a coma,
Yeah.
which is why she couldn't get away.
Yeah.
Right, but she tried to kill herself, right?
No,
She just accidentally did it.
I think
it
she
was
just
that
like
she didn't take her
her-
diabetic
yeah.
medicine, so she was
Oh.
going
They
into a
just they
coma.
found her in a hotel in a coma.
Yeah, she never tried to kill herself. I don't think.
I think she's dead now though.
Yeah, I mean,
'cause I
when
think
did he
so.
die? It was like the 90s, wasn't it?
I think it was like 90s, early 2000s. So, yeah. Well, rest in peace, Selwyn Cohen. Sounded like a very nice man, and hopefully your children and family are doing well.
They are.
Good.
I mean,
good.
last I know.
That's
last
really
I
nice
heard.
to hear.
It is. It is a beautiful family. So
Okay. Well,
Mhm.
that's our.
That's a very unhinged story.
it happens. Did we do the one? Oh, I have another one.
save it for the next one.
No, but I'm saying we didn't. We have to put this in, but I just wanted to tell you, there's a guy who was shot to death by a crazy white supremacist in Cleveland. I think we do that story yet?
No.
Because he said that he was ruining the Aryan, like he was giving everybody the Aryan beauty.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's crazy.
Yeah, look that one up.
I will
I
look
think it
up.
was in Cleveland.
Wow, that's insane.
Okay. I'll check
and
it out.
and the surgeon wasn't Jewish. He was a random plastic surgeon. The guy was just upset at plastic surgeons in general.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah.
All right, guys. So that's our story for today. We'll be back next week with some more for you. Have a great week. Bye.
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 Stay beautiful.